Okay, let's talk about one of the most frustrating feelings in the world for an English learner. You know the one. You're in a conversation, you know exactly the word you want to say, and it's just gone. Well, today, we're going to break down why your mind goes blank and, more importantly, how to fix it for good.
I mean, you've been there, right? You're right in the middle of making a point, the perfect word is on the tip of your tongue, and then, poof, nothing. Your mind is a total blank, you kind of freeze up, a little bit of panic sets in, and the word just evaporates. It's a universal feeling, and we're about to figure out exactly why it happens.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to really define this mind blank problem. Then we'll dive into the real reasons why your mind freezes up. After that, we get to the good stuff, the solution. We'll talk about training your speaking muscle, which is going to lead us to our ultimate goal, finding that path to fluency.
Let's start right here. That feeling of your mind going completely blank, it's not some personal failure. It's not just you. It is a shared, super common hurdle for pretty much every language learner out there. And just knowing that, just accepting that, is a huge first step.
So if it's so common, what's actually going on inside our heads? Let's get to the real root of the issue here and uncover the psychological reasons your mind hits that wall. And I'll give you a hint, it's probably not what you think it is.
The very first thing you need to understand is this. It is not a memory problem. You probably don't have a bad memory. That is the #1 myth we need to bust. The word is in your brain, I promise you, but something is blocking you from getting to it when you need it most. So, if it's not your memory, what is it?
It all comes down to performance pressure. When you're speaking, especially in a language that's not your native tongue, your brain is doing a million things at once. It's trying to find the right vocabulary, it's arranging the grammar, and this is the big one, it's worrying about what the other person is thinking of you. That worry, that pressure, it acts like a giant roadblock in your mind.
And this analogy just explains it perfectly. It's like trying to find your keys in a really messy room. You know for a fact the keys are in there somewhere, but the panic, the feeling of, oh no, I'm going to be late, makes you frantic, and you end up searching way, way slower. The pressure itself is what's getting in the way.
But it's not just about the pressure. There's a second major culprit here, and it's something called the translation trap. This is what happens when your brain is still thinking in your native language and then trying to translate every single thought into English in real time. It's just too slow.
So, how do you get out of this trap? Well, you have to start training your brain to think directly in English. And look, this doesn't have to be complicated. Just start with super simple, tiny sentences in your head throughout the day. It's hot today. I'm getting late. The goal is to slowly, bit by bit, make English your brain's default setting. When you do that, the words just come, no translation needed.
Okay, so we know we need to think in English, but how do we actually build that skill? Well, this leads us to a really crucial idea. We have to train our speaking muscle, because understanding English and speaking English, they are two completely different things. Think about it like this. When you listen to music or you read a book in English, you're building your input memory. It's passive. You're just taking information in. But speaking builds your output memory. That's the active part. It's the muscle that lets you pull words out of your brain and use them instantly, right when you need them.
And this explains that classic situation, right? You can sit down, watch a whole movie in English, understand every single thing that's happening, but you can't speak with that same natural flow as the actors. It's not because you don't understand, it's because your speaking muscle just isn't trained up yet.
So, the solution is daily output practice. This literally just means using English out loud to strengthen that speaking muscle. And here's the best part. You don't need hours a day. It's incredible, but even just 10 minutes talking to yourself in the car, recording a voice memo on your phone can start to build that muscle and change everything.
Okay, so you want to build that instant recall muscle? Here's your 4-step workout plan. Step 1, always use new words in real sentences. Stop memorizing lists. Step 2, connect emotion to the words. Your brain remembers things way faster when there's a feeling attached. Step 3, repeat the word, but do it naturally in conversations, not just drilling it. And finally, here's a pro tip. Record your own voice. When you listen back, you'll hear exactly which words you trip over. That's your new practice list.
All right, this brings us to our final and honestly our most important section, the path to fluency. Because after all the practical tips and tricks, what really unlocks your speaking ability is your mindset. It has nothing to do with being perfect. The biggest obstacle, the one invisible enemy that holds so many learners back, is the fear of making mistakes.
This fear makes you slow down, it makes you second-guess every single word, and all that overthinking is exactly what causes your brain to freeze up and go blank.
But here's the honest-to-goodness truth about mistakes, and I hope this feels freeing. Native speakers make them all the time. Seriously, mistakes aren't a sign you're failing, they're a sign you're learning and trying. Every single time you make a mistake and you fix it, you are literally rewiring your brain to find that right word just a little bit easier the next time.
So if there's one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this right here. Fluency is not about making zero mistakes. That's impossible. Fluency is about flow. It's about getting your ideas across and keeping the conversation moving, even if it's not 100% perfect.
And here's the cool science behind it. The second you stop judging yourself for every little slip-up, your brain physically relaxes. And a relaxed brain can access memory and recall words so much faster. The pressure just lifts, and the words start to come.
Okay, so let's get really practical. With everything we've talked about, what should you actually do in that moment the next time you're speaking and your mind just goes totally blank? Here is your simple 4-step emergency plan. Step 1, and this is the most important, do not panic. Just don't. Step 2, take a slow, deep breath. It actually calms down your nervous system. Step 3, use a simpler word or just describe what you mean in a different way. And step 4, the most crucial one, just keep going. Remember, the goal is flow, not perfection.
And I want you to always remember this. The word you're looking for, it's not gone forever. It hasn't been deleted from your memory. It is still in there, just waiting for the pressure to ease up so your brain can calm down and find it again.
So let's end with this one final thought, a way to reframe this whole challenge. What if you never actually forgot any of the English words you learned? What if the real issue is that you just haven't started using them freely and confidently yet? The words are all there. Now it's time to let them out.